Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast about small talk. In this series, I will explain what small talk is, why it is important, and how you can use it in everyday conversations. This topic is very useful for beginners at the A2 level because small talk helps you start conversations with other people in a simple and natural way. Small talk means short and light conversations about everyday topics. It is not about serious or deep subjects. People use small talk when they meet for the first time, when they wait for something, or when they want to be polite and friendly. For example, you can talk about the weather, hobbies, daily life, or simple plans. In many situations, small talk is the first step in communication. When you meet someone new, you may not know what to say at the beginning. Small talk helps you break the silence and feel more comfortable. It also helps the other person feel relaxed and open to conversation. In this podcast, I will speak using simple words and short sentences so that it is easy to understand. I will give practical examples that you can use in real life. You will learn useful phrases and questions that help you start and continue small talk conversations. For example, simple questions like, "How are you? How is your day? What do you do?" or "Where are you from?" are very common in small talk. These questions are easy to ask and answer, and they help you keep the conversation going. Small talk is not only about asking questions. It is also about listening and responding politely. When someone answers you, you can show interest by reacting with short phrases like, "Really? That's interesting," or "Nice." This makes the conversation more natural and friendly. In this podcast, we will go step by step. Each block will focus on a different part of small talk, including greetings, common topics, useful questions, and simple responses. You can listen, repeat, and practice these expressions in your daily life. Now I will talk about greetings and how to start a conversation. This is the first step in small talk. When you meet someone, you usually begin with a greeting. A greeting helps you be polite and friendly. The most common greetings in English are very simple. For example, hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You can choose a greeting depending on the time of day. Good morning is used in the morning, good afternoon is used during the day, and good evening is used in the evening. Hello and hi can be used at any time. After greeting someone, you usually continue with a simple question or a short phrase. For example, how are you? How are you doing? How's your day? These questions are very common in small talk. The answers are usually short and simple. I'm fine, thank you. I'm good. I'm doing well. Not bad. Sometimes people also add a short question back, such as, "And you?" or "How about you?" This helps continue the conversation and shows interest in the other person. Let's look at a simple example of a short conversation. A. Hi, how are you? B. I'm good, thank you. And you? A. I'm fine. This is a very basic and natural small talk exchange. It is short, polite, and easy to use in everyday life. When starting a conversation, your tone is also important. Speak clearly, smile if possible, and show a friendly attitude. Even simple words can sound natural if you use a positive tone. You do not need complex sentences at the beginning. Simple greetings and basic questions are enough to start a conversation. The goal is to make the other person comfortable and open to talking. Now I will talk about common topics that people use in small talk. After greetings and simple questions like, "How are you?" The next step is to continue the conversation with easy and neutral topics. These topics are not personal or difficult, so they are safe to use in everyday situations. One of the most common small talk topics is the weather. People often talk about the weather because it is simple and relevant to everyone. For example, nice weather today, isn't it? It's very cold today. It looks like rain. The other person can agree or share their opinion. Yes, it is very nice. Yes, but it is a bit cold. Another common topic is daily activities. You can ask questions like, what are you doing today? Did you have a busy day? Are you working or studying? These questions help you learn more about the other person's routine and life. The answers are usually short and easy to understand. Hobbies and free time are also good topics for small talk. For example, what do you like to do in your free time? Do you like music? Do you watch films or series? These questions help you find common interests. If both people like the same activities, the conversation becomes more interesting and natural. Work or study is another common topic. You can ask, what do you do? Where do you work? What do you study? These questions are polite and commonly used when you meet someone new. Simple opinions are also part of small talk. For example, do you like this place? What do you think about this movie? How do you like this city? These questions help the other person share their thoughts in a simple way. When using small talk topics, it is important to keep the conversation light and friendly. Avoid very personal or sensitive questions at the beginning. Focus on general topics that are easy to answer. Now I will talk about useful phrases that you can use in small talk conversations. These phrases help you sound natural and keep the conversation going smoothly. When someone says something, it is important to respond, not only with answers, but also with short reactions. These reactions show that you are listening and interested. Here are some simple and common phrases you can use. Really? That's interesting. Oh, I see. Nice. Cool. I understand. These short expressions are very useful in everyday conversations. For example, A, I work in a small company. B, oh, I see. That's interesting. Another useful group of phrases are expressions for showing agreement. Yes, I agree. That's true. I think so too. Exactly. If you do not fully understand something, you can use polite phrases like, sorry, can you repeat that? Can you speak more slowly? I don't understand. These phrases are very helpful when you are learning English and need clarification. You can also use phrases to keep the conversation going. What about you? And you? How about you? Do you? For example, A, I like watching films. B, me too. What about you? Another important part of small talk is asking follow-up questions. If someone says something interesting, you can ask more about it. A, I like traveling. B, where do you usually travel? This helps you continue the conversation and show interest. Using these simple phrases makes your conversation more natural and interactive. You do not need long or complex sentences. Short and clear expressions are enough to communicate effectively at the A2 level. Now I will talk about how to keep a conversation going in small talk. Starting a conversation is only the first step. The next step is to continue it and avoid silence. One of the easiest ways to keep a conversation going is to ask follow-up questions. If someone gives you an answer, you can ask more about it. For example, A, I like reading books. B, what kind of books do you like? A, I like adventure books. This way, the conversation continues naturally and both people stay engaged. Another useful method is to share a little information about yourself after someone speaks. For example, A, I like music. B, me too. I listen to music every day. This creates a balanced conversation where both people speak and respond. It is also important to show interest while listening. You can use short responses like really, nice, or that's great. These small reactions encourage the other person to continue speaking. If there is a pause in the conversation, you can use simple questions to restart it. For example, so, what do you do in your free time? Do you live nearby? How was your weekend? These questions help you avoid silence and keep the conversation active. Another tip is to use simple and clear language. At the A2 level, you do not need long or complex sentences. Short questions and answers are enough to communicate effectively. It is more important to be clear and natural than to be perfect. You can also prepare some common questions in advance. For example, what do you do? Where are you from? What do you like to do? Do you like this place? Having these questions ready will help you feel more confident when speaking. Remember that small talk is not a test. The goal is to communicate and be friendly. Even simple conversations can be successful if both people understand each other and respond politely. Now we have reached the final part of this podcast. In this section, I will summarize what we learned about small talk and give you some final advice on how to practice it in real life. In the previous blocks, we talked about what small talk is, how to start a conversation with greetings, common topics like weather, hobbies, work, and daily life, useful phrases for responding, and ways to keep the conversation going. All these elements are important if you want to communicate naturally in English. Small talk is not about perfect grammar or complex sentences. It is about simple, clear, and friendly communication. When you meet someone, you can start with a greeting like hi or hello, then ask a basic question such as how are you? After that, you can continue with simple topics like the weather, work, or free time. For example, a short small talk conversation can look like this. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? I'm good. Nice weather today. Yes, it is very nice. This type of conversation is short, polite, and natural. You can use similar patterns in many everyday situations. To improve your small talk skills, you should practice regularly. Try to use English in simple situations, even if you are not confident. You can practice by speaking with friends, classmates, or even by yourself. You can also listen to conversations in English and repeat useful phrases. Another good idea is to prepare a few common questions and answers in advance. For example, what do you do? Where are you from? What do you like to do in your free time? These questions are very useful when you meet new people. Do not worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are a normal part of learning. The most important thing is to communicate and understand each other. With practice, your confidence will grow and your conversations will become easier. This is the end of the podcast about small talk. Thank you for listening and practicing. Keep using simple English every day, and you will improve step by step. Goodbye and good luck.
Leave a comment under this video and one of you will get 40 English lessons for free.